Shane Metz and Lieutenant Commander Santana Rockton lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Time we have an invocation, Pastor Shep Johnson, First Baptist Church.
Before I pray, I'll read just a few verses from the second chapter of Proverbs. Make your ear attentive to wisdom. Incline your heart to understanding. If you cry for discernment, lift your voice for understanding. If you seek her as silver and search for her as for hidden treasures, then you will discern the fear of the Lord and discover the knowledge of God. For the Lord gives wisdom. From his mouth come knowledge and understanding. If you read the rest of that proverb, you find some interesting words mentioned. Wisdom, knowledge, understanding, discernment, discretion, integrity, uprightness, equity, and justice. All wonderful qualities, and all the more reason for us to pray for those who lead us in education. Let's pray together. Heavenly Father, we read the Proverbs and we think about those qualities in chapter 2, and we think about Dr. Lease, our leader. We think about our board. We think about our wonderful teachers, our staff. We think about our students and their parents. We realize, Father, that those qualities that are listed there in that chapter are so essential to a good education. So, Father, we gather here tonight to ask that you would impart those qualities to us, that you would rain down from heaven wisdom and knowledge and understanding, that you would grant us discernment and discretion, that you would strengthen us with integrity and uprightness, that you would give us a heart for justice and equity, Lord, that we might treat all the same and that we might treat all fairly, that we might yearn to see everyone that is a member of this community to advance in knowledge and understanding and wisdom. Thank you again for the leadership of this board. We thank you for Dr. Lease. We ask your blessings upon them as they lead us as we educate our children to bring honor and glory to you. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen.
Everybody looked over the agenda. No changes. We have a motion to adopt the agenda.
We adopt the agenda as presented.
Mr. Preston? Ms. Miller? Final motion? Please.
All right, thank you. I'd like to welcome all of our visitors here tonight. We've got a great audience, families, children, staff. Thank you for being here. And we wanted to celebrate a little bit tonight with our mission and vision as a school system. We had a meeting earlier this week, and in that meeting we came together with our school governance councils within the school system, and we talked about working together. And when we talk about our mission as a school system, destination graduation for college, career, and life, it takes everybody. It takes everybody in this room. It takes everybody in Coffee County And it takes all of us working together to work towards our mission of destination graduation for college, career, and life. And we want that for every one of these boys and girls in here. We want every one of them to get a great education and have the opportunity to go on and do great things in their lives. So thank you for being here tonight. And I wanted to review a little bit some of what we talked about in our governance council training earlier this week. And you'll see that we are SACS Advanced Ed accredited, and that means that we have the stamp of approval of the highest accrediting agency in the United States, SACS Advanced Ed. And they accredit universities and K-12 public schools and private schools throughout the United States, those who seek and who get the highest level of accreditation, and we have that. And then also our Board of Education, the last 2 years in a row, has received exemplary board status and has been recognized by the Georgia School Board Association as an exemplary board. In order to do those things, we have to plan, and we have to work together when we work that plan. So over the next few months, we're going to begin a process of strategic planning. And we are going to take our plan that we are currently working on from 2013 to 2018, and I can't believe that we are in year 5 of this current strategic plan. Some of you in the room, I see some people out there who helped us formulate this plan. And former board member who was on the board at the time, welcome. And it was a project that a lot of people in the room worked on, and Brother Shep helped us with it. He was on one of the committees that worked on the leadership piece. And so it was a community effort to develop a 5-year plan for this school system. Well, we're going to start that process over in the next couple of months, and we'll be talking more about it as a school system here. Why and how does that pertain to our mission and vision? For us to reach our mission, we've got to have a plan. All right? So we're going to take our current plan and we're going to transition into a plan that we're going to work with the Ford Motor Company on developing. We have an opportunity to work with the Ford Motor Company. Henry Ford, back when he established Ford Automotive, when they created their factories, Henry Ford would tell them to put a school there. And they would have a school to educate the children of the parents who worked in his factories. And so Ford has always had a history of promoting education. In the 1950s and 60s and 70s, that became what they called the Ford Cities. In the Ford Cities, they would go in and they would have community activities and all sorts of things that would go on in the city to promote the youth. And the new iteration of this Ford activity involving education is known as the Ford Next Generation Initiative. And because we are a partner with the Technical College System of Georgia, they are going to fund us going through this planning process. So we're real excited about partnering with the Technical College System and our South Georgia State College system as we strategically plan, but also the fact that Ford Motor Company brings that private sector and that manufacturing partnership into the strategic planning process. We'll be working with all of our local industries, all of our local business partners, our parents, and all of our stakeholders in Coffee County to create a new strategic plan that aligns with the Ford Next Generation Learning Initiative. All right? A few things that have been going on as a system. Last year, we established an 82.1 CCRPI. This is the report card that the state uses. All right? So we were above the state average in elementary. In middle, we were at 75.3. We were above the state average. At high school, we were at 72. A little bit below state average, but overall, as a county, we were above the state average significantly with a 77.8 over the state average of the 73.6. So we're going to keep focusing on that and keep working to get better and do the best we can possibly do. Now, our graduation rate, you'll see back in 2014, we jumped above the state average there. State was at 72.5, and then we moved to 74.1. Then we jumped up to 80.4. And last year we were right there at 79, and the state was at 79.2. So we're right there with the state average in graduation rate. And that's our mission, destination graduation for college, career, and life. And then these are some advanced learning opportunity outcomes. These are things that our secondary age students, our students in grades 9 through 12 are doing. And I thought this audience would appreciate this because I see a lot of younger ones out there, and we certainly want to set those goals high for those boys and girls. But at Coffee High School right now and at the Career Academy right now, we have, you see, in 2013, we had 139 courses, college courses taken in Coffee County. 139 college courses taken. This past year, we had 1,090 college courses taken by students in the Coffee County schools. So that's over 1,000 courses, college courses that were taken by our students. And it took everybody in here helping that to happen. Parents, staff. So thank you for your part that you played in making that happen. Summer STEM internship program. This is where students work over the summer in various industries in our community, PCC, Southwire, industries throughout the community. Employ these students. Back in 13, we had 11 students who did STEM internships. This past summer, we had 40. And they actually draw a paycheck, and they have a job, and they're working in, like I said, PCC, Southwire, the hospital, the school system, and our technology department hires a summer STEM intern. So it's giving those students a real chance to learn what it's like to go to work, get a paycheck. I want to thank Brad Reiner and our CTAE department for getting that established. And then work-based learning, you'll see these are students who are actually working during the school day. All right? We had 85 back in 13, and we've made a conscious effort to try to grow that number. And you'll see in 2017 we had 111. I was in a meeting this morning, and I was told we have over 130 students in work-based learning now.
Almost 150 now.
Almost 150 students who are in work-based learning. Learning how to work. That's what we want them all to be able to do, is go to work one day. So we're trying to grow that program too. And then summer advanced placement tests. These were the number of tests that were taken. You'll see that in 13 we had 139, and in 16 we had 216. And we were recognized at Coffee High School in 2014 as an advanced placement district honor roll by the state of Georgia. So that was a great accomplishment too. And then SAT, our SAT scores, in 13 we were at 1316, and this past year we were at 1335. So we want to continue to try to grow those SAT scores. Move on when ready. I talked about the number of classes that were taken on this slide. This was the raw number of classes taken. And this is the number of students doing dual enrollment, taking college classes. So unfortunately, we had 225 students who were taking dual enrollment. This past year, we had 415 students doing dual enrollment. So we've almost doubled the number of students. And in AP enrollment, these are the students enrolled in AP classes. In 13, we had 139. This past year, we had 203. All right? In AP scholars, these are students scoring a 3 or higher. We had 27 and 15. And in 16, we hit our high with 28. We had 3 who were named national AP scholars. And then last year, we had 22. We're seeing a lot of kids doing the dual enrollment. We've seen that growth, so we think we had a few of these kids who probably are doing that. But we want to grow our AP program and encourage kids to take those most rigorous classes. So when we talk about mission and vision, I think it's important that we keep in mind that we've got a lot of work going on that shows that our students are helping themselves hopefully reach our mission of destination graduation, college, career, and life. I say helping themselves because we can do all we can try to do for them, and we can put all the supports in place for them that we can, and we can offer them the finest classes that we can. But at some point, it takes the individual to step forward and to get the work done, and our students are getting the work done. So we're real proud of them. So boys and girls, the ones who are in here, we want you to be one of those one day that we see up there who's taking AP classes or who's doing dual enrollment at the college. So we want to see each one of you get the destination graduation, college, career, and life. All right? So that's a little update on our mission and vision as a school system. Thank you. Next on our agenda, we have governance and leadership, special recognitions. We have our CTA state winner in public speaking, Mr. Ryan.
Thank you, Dr. Lees, board members. I just love to come share good news. The first thing I'd like to do is recognize two teachers that are here tonight. Mr. Spencer Highsmith and Mr. Joshua Rogers. Y'all stand up and let people see who you are. Mr. Highsmith is an ag teacher at the freshman campus. Mr. Rogers was a great hire by me 2 years ago. Thank you. He is at the high school. The young man that I'm going to introduce started in public speaking in the 9th grade, honed his craft in the 10th grade, and he actually won the state championship last year as a 10th grader, and next month is going to the National FFA Convention to compete there. So I would like at this time to welcome Dawson Adams to come up. Dawson, come on up. To give you just a little idea of what it's all about, Dawson's going to give you the introduction to the speech that he gives.
Since the inception of this great nation, the vision and goal of many Americans has been to achieve the American dream. Now, the American dream looks different for each and every one of us. The child of a Wisconsin dairyman might dream of running a herd with high efficiency numbers, low health issues, and little foreign competition. The child of a California citrus producer might dream of a grove full of perfectly orange navels that have a longer production season and are resistant to the deadly disease known as citrus greening. The child of a Georgia cotton producer might dream of a field full of white southern snow without the unsightly and extremely disruptive weeds overtaking the nutrient-rich land. When my great-granddaddy, Stacy Adams, founded our family farm in Georgia's 8th largest cotton-producing county, he could have never foreseen the difficulties that would be faced generations later in an effort to sustain his American dream. In the deep heart of South Georgia, one of the most difficult challenges to overcome in production agriculture is glyphosate-resistant pigweed. This nuisance is an increasingly expensive and arduous production issue. Today, I'll provide more background on pigweed, explain why resurgence is taking place across the country, and what we can do to combat this menacing production obstacle. Thank you.
And you got to say pigweed on television.
All right. At this time, we want to recognize our staff. As you all know, we had a major event 2 weeks ago with Hurricane Irma, and we all weathered the storm in different ways. And I met with the faculties at each school over the past 2 weeks, and on Wednesday of last week, I asked a group at one of the schools if everybody's power was still on. As of Wednesday of last week, one raised his hand and said their power still wasn't on. And I was told later it got turned on Thursday last week. So it's been a major event, and we want to recognize a group here in the school system who helped us get through it in a great way and to recover and be ready to start school on that Monday morning. And that's our maintenance department, who went above and beyond during that period of time right after the storm. We were in a meeting at the Emergency Operations Center and with all the first responders right after the storm had hit, and we realized that we were going to have a lot of work to get ready to go back to school, and the maintenance department was called into action. I want to say hours after basically the event was over. So Although we had hoped to reopen our school system earlier than planned due to power outages on several school campuses and the families of our students and our own staff members, it was best to remain closed, not only for power to be restored, but the inspection of our school buildings to reopen safely. Every day that we were out of school, our maintenance staff came to work cleaning debris away from our school campuses, repairing shingles on roofs, the ceiling tiles in classrooms, the bus shelter at Indian Creek Elementary, and continuously walking in and out of the buildings daily looking for any safety concerns. In addition to the overall maintenance repairs, they physically moved food from school cafeterias to a central freezer so it would not spoil. In preparation for school to open this past Monday, they also moved the food back to the respective schools. We certainly appreciate all of our maintenance crew as they do an outstanding job throughout the school year maintaining 12 schools, and we really do have a large facility to maintain. We have campuses throughout the county, and Coffee County is geographically a very large county. So we are fortunate to have the maintenance department that we have to do the work that they do. And I want to say thank you personally to the following: Mark Adams, Teddy Burge, Anthony Busby, David Carlock, Eddie Cheney, Bobby Davis, Vane Dial, Mark Gentry, Marty Hampton, Owen Lane, Randy Moore, Dexter Taylor, Darren Watson, Rodney White, and our Director of Maintenance, Michael Spikes. And also, probably the one that keeps most of it going all the time is the Maintenance Secretary, Miss Patricia McGovern, who keeps everybody on schedule. So let's give that group a round of applause. Teddy Birch, Anthony Busby.
We thought it would be appropriate, because every time I see them, and they're up here doing things for us, they're drinking coffee. And because they come in early and stay late, so each one of them is getting a coffee mug that says, "Thank you for a job well done," with their name on it so they can't steal it.
Marty Hampton, Owen Lane, Randy Moore, Dexter Taylor, Darren Watson, Rodney White, Mr. Spikes. Thank you. Patricia McGovern.
Thank you very much.
Patricia Mason.
I knew I had to put your name on it so y'all would just steal Well, then we get to use their credit.
Y'all stand up here when we get y'all a picture right up here. Stand right up here. Get the picture with Blake.
Suck it in down there.
You might have to squeeze in just a skosh, okay? Ready? Okay, that'll be good. I got this.
Great job.
Thank y'all.
Yes, sir. Take care. During that time also, we had to call on different folks within the school system to help us meet morning and afternoon with emergency management review where we were at with the storm. I'd also like to thank Mr. Buddy Gilliard, our transportation director, Dr. James Banks, our assistant superintendent for operations, who continually drove around Coffee County inspecting roads for safety. Our interim school nutrition director, Ms. Sheila Cooper, who worked with the maintenance department to make sure the food was kept safe and fresh, making sure that the school cafeterias had everything they needed to begin serving breakfast and lunch Monday morning. Dr. Chan Newell, our director of technology, kept us all informed through the system, email, website, and Facebook. And of course, our principals, who not only monitored their school buildings continuously, but kept in close contact with their staff, students, and parents to see if it was safe to reopen the school. So I want to thank everybody who's involved, and our board members, thank you for your support during this challenging time.
Thank you, Dr. Lee. Board members, this is one of my favorite board meetings, to recognize all of these precious children and their artwork. This year, we're celebrating, it's the 25th year that we've had our artwork calendars. And back in my office over in the corner, if you come back there, you'll see all of the calendars hanging back there. We want to also thank, as we do every year, Mr. Sonny Lyon from Lyon Management, who owns KFC in Crystal, that he prints all of these calendars for us. He's our sponsor every year. So he's one of those, Sonny, if you're watching, you don't like to come to board meetings, you don't want any recognition, but it's an expensive piece to print. And I know Chan has it up there, and I've left some extra ones out in the foyer if you need some more for home or work. But we appreciate him doing that. I also would like to say thank you to the art teachers who work with our students. At the elementary level, our classroom teachers work with our students. At Coffee Middle School, Mr. Ken Suttles. Freshman campus, we have Suzette Smith. Where did Suzette go? She was in here. She was in here earlier. She's our freshman campus art teacher. And then at Coffee High School, Miss Julie Lord. She was here for just a minute, but she had another meeting tonight, so she couldn't stay. But we have students that actually do AP art, and we've had some that have been accepted into SCAD through the years, so we're very, very proud of them. So students, tonight we're going to call you up here individually, and Dr. Lisa's going to help me. You're all going to get the Superintendent's Award for tonight's meeting, and Mr. Sonny Lyon sent a gift certificate for you to go to KFC. And if you'll line up here, you all have your artwork with you. When I call up your name, if you'll come up and Dr. Lisa will give you your certificate and your KFC certificate. We have, every year we pick a piece of art that's going to be our special featured artist on our calendar. So this year I'm happy to introduce Zachariah Smith from Coffee Middle School. Show them your art. Show them what you did. Look how beautiful. Look what he did with his back. Here by Dr. Newell. Right there. Okay? He's all dressed up. You stay right there, Zachariah. The other ones will come join you, okay? From Ambrose Elementary, Katie Connell. Katie, can you turn it around so everybody can see it? From Broxton Mary Hayes Elementary, Mauricio Tavera. Did I say that?
There you go. All right, you can go.
From Eastside Elementary, Jamal Wilcox. Indian Creek Elementary, Antalise Rogers. I told them all they were going to be famous after tonight, after I took their picture, because they would be on probably the front page of the newspaper, the website, Facebook, and she said, really? Yes, and you're going to give autographs at school tomorrow. Nichols Elementary, Gabriela Lopez. Did Gabriela come in? I didn't see her. So I will show you. This is Gabriela. From Satilla Elementary, Shelby Crawford. And she's been chewing today. Busy girl.
Oh, I like it.
From West Green Elementary, Emmanuel Lopez. From Westside Elementary, Kawan Lewis.
Great job.
From Coffee Middle School, Nayli Mobley. From George Washington Carver Freshman Campus, Brandon Kite. And our last student could not be with us tonight, but this is Daniel Hughes from... These are the 2017-18 artwork students. All right. Because as I told them, we're going to mat and frame it and hang it in our board office for the next year so everyone can see it here. So I'll give it back to you next year this time. Thank you. Thank you very Oh my goodness. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you. That's great.
It gets real boring from here on
Okay, Dr. Lisa.
Y'all ready for the consent agenda? Yeah. All right, we In the work session earlier this evening, we discussed the consent agenda, which includes the minutes, the monthly financial report, a technology bid for projectors, out-of-state travels and trips. We have a group going to the Museum of Science and History and several JROTC trips. Then we have some surplus property. We're donating 3 projectors, LCD projectors, to the emergency management office here in town, emergency management center. Eastside Elementary School, there's a change order, small change order. One of them is that we will be charged $465 for some work that was done at Eastside. Is that correct? And a $300 credit. So it's that's the change order from Eastside. Then we have the Nichols Elementary change order, and the first one is to purchase the MCT flooring for Nichols Elementary School. We're going to go with the upgraded flooring a little bit beyond what we bid out, which was the VCT flooring. This is an MCT product that does not require waxing and less maintaining by our staff, so it should save the school system money in the long run. And that change order is for $94,000. And we have another change order at Nichols Elementary School, which is basically a reimbursement to the system, or a deduction from the cost of the project. We're going to deduct $117,000 from the cost of Nichols Elementary. They do not need the fire pump that was originally spec'd out in the project. There's no need for it. They have adequate water pressure there to operate the sprinkler system, so therefore we don't need that water pump system.
Which was one of the reasons we were able to pay for it.
The flooring, the other flooring, the better flooring. Yes, sir, great point. Truck, tractor, trailer. We received a grant from the CTAE department at the State Department of Education, a $90,000 grant to purchase items for the new agriculture center, the Billy Walker Agriculture Center at Coffee Middle School. So we are going to use some of that grant funding to purchase a trailer, a livestock trailer for the ag program, $27,900. Then we're also asking the board to approve the purchase of a John Deere front-end load tractor at $24,500. And then those 2 purchases will be using grant funds. And we're also asking the board to approve the purchase of a new truck for the ag department to use. It will also be used by other departments in the school system as needed when they have to haul loads a long ways over the highway. They'll use this truck, and it's a 2018 Dodge Ram 350 for $40,671 from Walker Jones. They had to low bid it. Charter system renewal. We're asking the board to approve a renewal of a 5-year charter for the school system and the State Department. And then we're also asking the board to approve a new policy, JRA, that deals with student data privacy complaints. It deals with if we have a complaint about student data being breached, who's going to report that, and then who will be responsible for handling it within the school system. And that's the consent agenda.
Need a motion to approve consent agenda? Ms. Miller, Ms. Johnson. All in favor of the motion? Okay, we need a motion to go into executive session to discuss personnel.
Yes, sir.
Make a motion, we enter executive session to discuss personnel.
Mr. Locke, Ms. Miller. All in favor? Okay, we need a motion to exit executive session. Ms. Johnson?
Second.
Mr. Preston, all in favor? Please.
Yes, sir. I want to thank our community for for,
Approve this personnel list?
yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I recommend we approve the personnel list. I'm sorry.
Need a motion to approve personnel list.
Make a motion to approve personnel list as presented.
Ms. Lott, Ms. Miller? All in favor? Okay, now Dr. Lees.
Just thinking about my comment section, I wanted to thank the community for working together during the hurricane and come together to help us prepare to restart school. I do have an announcement concerning transcript request. Records Department wanted me to let everybody know that beginning September 26th, if someone is requesting verification of graduation, transcripts, or House Bill 91 petitions, we're going to an online student record request system, and student record request will be fulfilled through a website that will be on our school system website, and it's coffeega.scriptorder.com, and this is a common system that most school systems and universities are using now to request transcripts and school records and such. So you'll find the link as we see it on our website for requests of that nature. Board members?
Anybody?
I was going to say real quick, I got carried away. We had our maintenance department up here a little while ago, recognizing them for all the work they did getting our schools ready to return. And I got caught up in the recognition, wasn't thinking, but I wanted to say that I, appreciate all the work they've done, not just with a hurricane, but we put a lot on them over the last year. Moving out of this facility over here, and a lot of things we've had to have done. We've been lucky enough to have a group that can come in and do a lot of different types of work without having to hire that out. And they've been a big asset to us over the last year, and we've put a lot on. And so not only getting us ready to get back in after a hurricane, but they've been doing a lot of stuff in the last year or so, and I appreciate all the work they've done, and hope you'll let them know that.
All minds clear? Yes, sir. Here we go.